Seemingly an average man, Joe Logan leads a peaceful life with his family in the countryside. But beneath his facade lies a former ninja assassin. When his past catches up and his family is brutally murdered, Joe must reclaim his deadly skills, teaming up with detectives to exact cold-blooded revenge. An unknown man fights a group of skilled ninjas and slowly gets overwhelmed, while the wife of a man, Joe Logan, becomes anxious about brutal murders and their connection to Joe. She fears the Reaper, but Joe reassures her of their safety. Little does she know he means he'll handle ninjas like a freaking cooking competition. The masked killers strike again, taking 3 more lives, and one night the same ninjas invade Joe's home to kill him. Joe fights back fiercely but is overpowered and paralyzed. Helpless, he watches a ninja brutally stab his wife Sarah in the neck and kill his son Ren. Joe, left to die, manages to survive and recovers in the hospital. FBI agents Mike and Emma question Joe about the attack, suspecting he knows the assailants. Joe remains silent, but Mike is convinced Joe knows some important information. On the hospital roof, Joe gets attacked by the ninjas again and swiftly kills them, man-skewering these guys like he's in a barbecue. He dismembers some attackers like how they brutally murdered Sarah, after which only he and the man behind his family's death remain. As they start fighting, Joe kills the mastermind, but questions how the clan found him as he removes a digital mask, revealing his true face. He revisits his former home, revealing a secret stash with his ninja blade and mask, after which he sets the house on fire. After a terrorist attack, the ninja clan decides to reveal their existence to other countries. This clan has a strict code that calls for the immediate execution of any traitors or defectors. Joe, also known as Higan, was part of this clan and once betrayed them. As Higan is receiving medical treatment from Kagari, an old friend who knows about his ninja background, he asks Kagari to give him enough treatment to be able to interrogate the only surviving ninja in the next room. Once he's able to move, he aggressively questions the man for information, and when the ninja refuses to talk, he decides to resort to extreme methods. Meanwhile, after the hospital massacre, Mike is taken off the case and warned that continuing the investigation could get him fired. He refuses to back down and digs deeper with Emma as they find out that Joe's family doesn't exist and isn't listed in any public records. Talk about being off the grid. Meanwhile, Higan keeps searching for any clue to find his enemy, but isn't able to find anything, so he decides to ask Detective Mike for help. He contacts Mike, asking for a meeting to get some answers, and despite Emma's attempts to trace the location, Higan successfully avoids the calls, so Mike gives him a location and they set up a meeting. He asks Mike about his knowledge of the recent murders in the city. Before Mike can act, a surprise attack by a ninja interrupts them, so Mike tries to catch him, but the ninja skillfully deflects bullets and injures Mike before Higan kills him and reveals his true identity as Joe Logan. The guy from the podcast? I'm a huge fan. He uses a device to project a digital image of himself. However, they're suddenly interrupted as bullets rain down on them like they're in frickin' John Wick. The area is destroyed, but Mike walks away unhurt, while Higan quickly manages to escape. A nobleman and his protector were brutally killed by what seemed like 12 demons, planned by a dwarf assassin named Master Yamaji. For his next mission, Yamaji goes after Joe Logan, also known as Higan, and explains that the outcasts are no longer considered ninjas and are seen as traitors and enemies. He remarks that they have to eliminate them quickly before their secrets become public knowledge. A man asks the assassin to take out Higan, who is known as the best ninja the clan has ever trained. Master Yamaji reveals that they have killed Higan before, but he came back to life, possibly using an ancient technique, and thinks of Zai, a corrupt ninja who enjoys eliminating traitors and one who was previously defeated by Higan. Meanwhile, Mike talks with his former partner who advises him against digging deeper into the matter since it could endanger his job, but Mike remains determined and thinks Auza, a major company, might be linked to the case, which surprises his partner who abruptly leaves. At home, Mike informs Higan that the assassin's blades are made from a special alloy patented by Auza, which has influence even within the FBI. Sharing a drink, they decide to investigate together and ask Emma for help. After researching, Emma reveals Auza's presence across various sectors, including military and telecommunications, with rumors that threats to Auza meet mysterious ends. Meanwhile, Yamaji visits Auza's CEO, warning him against unauthorized attacks on ninjas as Higan and the others are attacked by a hooded ninja armed with rockets. When your ninja assassin shows up with some goddamn rockets, you know someone's really overdoing it. Despite the overwhelming attack, Higan manages to defeat him before receiving a call. The person on the other end warns him about the tight security in Aoza City and claims to be an exiled ninja like Higan. He offers help in breaking in and provides a meeting spot if he's interested. Mike, still mourning his son's death, teams up with Emma and Higan and they plan their next moves. Emma finds a shady group online tracking Aoza's activities, as well as rumors which state that Aoza is developing powerful weapons to control countries. Mike warns Emma about the risks and suggests she step back, but she refuses, insisting on being involved and not letting Higan and Mike take all the risks and credit. Meanwhile, the CEO of Aoza is impressed that Higan defeated their prototype warrior, which was designed to handle a whole fleet alone. Undeterred, the CEO plans to gather more data to ensure their prototype warriors can defeat him in the future. Yamaji sees Mike just as an ordinary human, not a threat to their plans, and remarks that dealing with him will be easy when the time comes. Yeah, we all know what underestimating an important supporting character gets you in the end. In a flashback, Higan, Zai, and Mari complete their training and receive a secret technique, which they are sworn to never disclose. In present day, Higan reaches the meeting point and receives another call, which explains Aoza City's security system, which has cameras, sensors, and armed drones with trespassers facing immediate death. However, the caller gives him a secret entry route and offers to hack the internal security cameras and disable the electrical field once Higan reaches the designated location. Despite running into numerous guards, Higan successfully infiltrates the headquarters, and as he approaches the electric field, he is unexpectedly pushed back, only to find Zai standing on the other side. Higan discovers that Zai, the mysterious person who offered to help infiltrate Aoza City, is on the opposite side of the protective barrier and tells him about Mari's death, thinking Yamaji's involved. But Zai doesn't respond and walks away. Yamaji's hired assassin suggests letting Higan enter the city to face their highly skilled ninjas, and the company's CEO is excited about this plan, seeing it as a chance to gather valuable intelligence on Higan, who is a highly trained ninja. Meanwhile, Mike is pursuing Jason Cardenas, a former Aoza employee with critical information about the company's current activities. Jason, who deeply dislikes Aoza, has been hiding for years and aims to bring down the company. He set up an advanced server route to hack into Aoza City. Mike assures Jason of his safety and convinces him to cooperate in exchange for help, so Jason successfully manages to hack into Aoza City's server and finds a file containing social security numbers and prices, which shows that the company is involved in buying fake identities. Their investigation is abruptly interrupted when they get kicked off the server, and Mike notices Emma's name on the list before they're driven out. As they try to gather more intel, the company sends forces to capture them, but Mike and Jason narrowly escape, so mercenaries chase after them and open fire on their vehicle, making their car crash. A bit extreme, not gonna lie. Meanwhile, in another part of the city, Higan faces off against Yamaji's forces, including a swarm of highly skilled ninjas. Despite Yamaji's efforts, he easily defeats the ninjas. However, he's suddenly ambushed by cybernetic assassins that manage to overwhelm him. As he's wearily about to lose, Zai suddenly intervenes by attacking the cybernetic assassins instead of finishing off Higan, but one of the assassins takes the opportunity to capture Higan and escape. Recently, there was an explosion in Aoza City after which a mysterious voice took control of the radio waves, urging hidden ninjas in the area to find and eliminate Higan, who had escaped. Meanwhile, Higan wakes up in a laboratory and finds Emma standing before him, wearing advanced armor. Womp womp, plot twist incoming. She explains she's part of a group focused on understanding his special abilities, which allow him to come back to life after dying. Emma, pretending to be an undercover FBI agent, not only gave Higan information to sneak into Aoza City, but also had her own secret plans. Meanwhile, Mike wakes up after 10 days and sees that he's heavily bandaged. Jason tells him that Aoza is now targeting him too, but he stays calm, knowing that he's been on Aoza's radar from the beginning. Emma starts working on a high-tech armor called Kamui to improve Higan's agility, flexibility, and fighting skills. However, she needs a crucial power source from Aoza headquarters to finish it, but despite this problem, she finds a way and completes the suit. However, for Higan to use it, Kamui has to connect with his nervous system. It's revealed that she saved Higan on the day his family died tragically by disguising herself as an assassin and using special needles to freeze his cells and put him in suspended animation, a technique she could only use once. Aoza's assassins unexpectedly find Emma hiding in a mobile truck, and they start battling, so Emma bravely defends Higan. However, the armored assassin is stronger and manages to kill her. She weakly reaches out to Higan and explains that Mari once saved her life, forging a lasting bond. When Mari needed help, Emma arrived too late, and Mari and her son were already dead, which means Higan was the only one she could save. She apologizes for not rescuing his family and says goodbye, but just as the armored assassin prepares to kill her, Higan fully synchronizes with his Kamui suit. Now completely in sync with his Kamui suit, Higan starts battling the Aoza assassin with his increased strength and effortlessly overpowers the assassin, who admits he is the toughest ninja he's faced. In a last-ditch effort to kill Higan, the assassin activates a self-destruct mechanism, but Higan swiftly pulls the assassin out of his suit just before it explodes. Meanwhile, at Aoza headquarters, the CEO is impressed by Higan's control of the Kamui armor, and interested in accessing operational data, he says they should compensate him, but Yamaji declines and orders Zai to kill him to avoid further trouble. Emma thinks about Mari, her mentor who not only taught her but also saved her life numerous times with kindness. Unlike traditional ninjas, Mari used her skills defensively, which deeply inspired Emma. Under Mari's guidance, Emma learned techniques like putting someone in suspended animation and using devices to change appearances. Their peaceful life ended when Yamaji took over and ordered Emma to kill Mari because of their emotional bond. Emma begged Mari to leave Higan and return to her ninja ways, but Mari refused. Unable to harm her friend, Emma tried to end her own life, but Mari stopped her, urging Emma to continue living, and escaped with Higan while Emma stayed to monitor Aoza and Yamaji. Later, Emma infiltrated the FBI during Mike's Aoza investigation and presently warns Higan that Yamaji has begun his grand plan. The CEO of Aoza Enterprises talks about their advanced Aoza reactor, capable of producing 2.5 million kilowatts per second, equivalent to the output of 1.5 nuclear power plants. He reveals a new energy source, cuborium, which creates unlimited heat through fusion reactions. He adds that he plans to expand these power plants but is opposed by the Department of Energy. Despite this, he admits to securing necessary approvals through bribery. Meanwhile, Emma informs Higan about Yamaji's plan, where Aoza plans to use its forces to take control of global energy infrastructure and infiltrate nations internally. She describes their organization as a puppet of Aoza, with Yamaji and his group abandoning traditional ninja values, and triggers an EMP bomb to disable electrical systems, helping her and Higan escape the city. They plan to access an unfinished power plant for energy to activate Gosoku gear and steal portable energy tanks, so she advises him to stay focused and control his emotions to fully utilize the Kamui armor. Just think of Taylor Swift's songs, because there's no way in hell they'll ever invoke any emotions. She breaks into the atomic facility to steal portable energy tanks, but is stopped by an Aoza assassin on her way out, so Higan intervenes and rescues her. He initially struggles against an armored assassin with metallic caterpillars until Emma disrupts the power supply, forcing the assassin to retreat. Meanwhile, Mike informs Jason about Aoza's secret use of ninjas for eliminating their rivals and promises to protect him. He orders Jason to gather intelligence on Aoza, so they break in to take Emma's encrypted laptop, after which she signals Mike to meet at their usual bar. Later, Higan and Emma tell Mike about everything that's happened, revealing Emma's ninja identity. They discuss Aoza's technological advancements and the urgent need for solid evidence to expose their secrets. Emma admits that despite Aoza's illegal work and their deadly ninja team, they have made huge advancements in the energy sector. After some talk, she begins explaining her strategy. She and Higan will sneak into operational power plants to shut them down and secure portable energy sources to keep their Kamui armor running. On top of that, she says she'll give Mike and Jason complete access to her computers for any necessary hacking into Aoza's systems, while the CEO blames Yamaji's ninja squad for failing to eliminate Higan and warns him that further failures will lead to ritual suicide, known as seppuku for the responsible ninjas. But Yamaji mocks the CEO's understanding of ninja versus samurai philosophies, and later, the CEO tries to reach his assassin, Big D, who misses the call due to a haircut, so he inspects Big D's equipment. Meanwhile, Emma teaches Higan how he can maximize his Kamui armor and explains how powerful it can be if used correctly, before warning him that misuse could be deadly. Despite Higan's efforts to protect her, she insists on joining the battle. Later, she and Jason focus on hacking Auza's satellites and breach the initial security barrier, but face immediate danger when Big D arrives, so Higan steps in to distract him, allowing Emma and Jason to continue their hacking attempt. He eventually manages to defeat Big D, who sacrifices himself to shield Higan from the CEO's activated self-destruct sequence, saving Higan while Emma gets severely injured. In her final moments, she reflects on her life, from friendships with Mari to the moments shared with Mike, and despite the others trying to save her, Emma passes away. Later, Higan, Jason, and Mike honor her with a funeral. In the past, Yamaji's soldiers brutally killed everyone in a village, leaving bodies covered in blood. However, it was later discovered that the victims were not innocent. They were child traffickers who had kidnapped children for slavery abroad. When the ninjas freed the children, both escaped, but Zai stayed behind since he wanted revenge. He picked up a sword and began stabbing the corpses in search of payback. Talk about some serious mental issues. Impressed by his determination, Yamaji took Zai under his wing, training him to be a powerful ninja. He trained with Higan and Mari, but struggled more than the others to control his anger. In the present, Mike says they should bury Emma somewhere less empty than the desert to keep her from feeling isolated. However, Higan remarks that as a ninja, Emma didn't need a grave or a hometown. Even in death, ninjas are anonymous. Determined to bring an end to everything, he swears to kill Yamaji and decides to use Emma's encrypted files to expose Auza's true intentions. Meanwhile, Auza labels Mike, Higan, Jason, and Emma as terrorists, disrupting their plans, while Yamaji gathers information on power reactors to produce more Kamui suits. Higan receives a challenge to a deadly duel from Zai's crow, bringing back memories of their intense training together. Despite their rivalry, Zai holds deep respect for Higan, who once saved his life. Higan prepares to face Zai, who is now wearing his advanced Kamui suit. At the same time, Mike questions his boss about Emma's death and Auza's schemes, forcing him to call for backup, after which Mike hurriedly escapes. In the past, Zai tells Mari and Higan about some ninjas planning to betray them and his orders to eliminate them, not knowing that Higan and Mari intend to leave the ninja life for peace. Presently, Higan and Zai fight their final battle as their Kamui armor runs out of power. Zai uses his thunderclap ninja technique against Higan's serenity, revealing Zai's scarred face from sparing Higan and Mari before. Blaming Higan for abandoning him, he refuses to give up and sees a symbol on Higan's back representing their past friendship with Mari while battling. Ultimately, Higan manages to defeat Zai, putting aside their personal rivalry to focus on defeating Auza. Meanwhile, Jason struggles to decrypt Emma's data from Auza without the code, while Mike is getting interrogated by the FBI. The CEO, Joseph, learns of Yamaji's betrayal but fails to stop him, and Yamaji continues with his plans, as Zai reflects on his past order to eliminate Higan, Mari, and their child, realizing they would be alive if he had refused. Higan refuses medical treatment, but the medic is more concerned about his emotional injuries from a battle with a former friend, where both use their secret fighting techniques. He tells Higan about an old conflict within the ninja clan. For centuries, ninjas protected Japan, but as Japan modernized, they started hiring private armies. Despite efforts by the clan leader to preserve tradition, Yamaji seized control, imposing strict rules like death for anyone leaving the clan or forming personal bonds. Dilly helps Joseph in escaping and faces Yamaji, her own master. Initially assigned as Yamaji's bodyguard, she fights despite knowing her limitations, hoping to delay him, but Yamaji reveals his advanced Kamui suit, which operates continuously, treating the battle almost like a game. My man's literally playing 5D chess. Meanwhile, Mike gets arrested for targeting Auza CEO Joseph Evans, so his superior warns him that it will be difficult to pursue the case. A data leak accuses Auza of using ninjas for assassinations and exposes FBI officials receiving payments from Auza, leading to an arrest warrant for Joseph, who vows revenge, while Yamaji plans to gain power by kidnapping global leaders. Mike receives alarming news that both the White House and the Pentagon have been taken over, and there's an attack on the power plant Joseph threatened to destroy. Evidence points to Yamaji and the ninjas as the culprit, so Jason informs Mike that Joseph is at the heavily guarded Auza Palace Hotel, planning to escape abroad. Mike stops Joseph from escaping and arrests him before he can leave. Despite Joseph's attempt to blow up the power plant, Jason stops him with his hacking, so Joseph surrenders after taunting Mike about Emma's death. But Mike stops himself from getting revenge and makes sure Joseph gets imprisoned for life. America believes Yamaji and Aoza were constructing power plants to boost the economy, unaware of the fact that they plan to use them for global attacks. In their battle, Yamaji's powerful Kamui suit allows him to overpower Higan, whose armor depends on a portable energy source, before Zai unexpectedly joins Yamaji. Using Serenity, Higan reveals Yamaji's true nature to Zai, who switches sides. Though Yamaji incapacitates them both, Higan surprises him with Thunderclap and finally manages to defeat him while the loyal ninjas rescue hostages from the White House and Pentagon. Zai decides to kill himself and commit seppuku, believing that any ninja who attacks their own chieftain deserves this. But Higan stops him and tells him that it's over because there are no more ninja. I guess no one can blame them if there's no one left. Sounds maniacal. He explains that he realizes he's been kept alive by beliefs that were shared between different people, and that's true for him too. So now they both have the responsibility to live in search of a way to repay those people and honor their memory. Zai questions if there's still a path for him to follow, so Higan smiles and remarks that there's more than one place for them to live their lives, and no matter where you go, you're sure to find new horizons waiting. Thanks for watching Joe Logan, aka Higan's quest for revenge and redemption. Subscribe and stay tuned for more amazing recaps. Until next time, stay out of danger.